up, YouTube? It's your girl leahclinay back with another video.
They was trying to flip a bouquet, but I was pushing up daisies. Rest in peace, G, my Daisy. I pushed the Cadillac daily. Yeah, I got brothers that duck indictments with mothers at home praying. And I do what I do, and I do it well, and that's true. Stall them out, stall me out, different wall, falling out, stall them out.
And today, as you can see by the title, I will be talking to you guys about my dating life. No, I don't even know. Basically, y'all see the title. I will be talking to you guys about me currently officially becoming single. I'm pretty much just going to be kind of straightforward in this video. I don't want to go on and on about what I have been through this past few months, couple months, whatever the case is. I just kind of want to share with you guys my story and how I feel, and yeah, everything that is just currently going on. I kind of just want to give some advice on how to move on, just to be able to be there for other women or girls that may be going through the same thing that I'm going through. And I also want to share with you guys what's going on in my life, because y'all have been a part of my life. But before we get into the video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We finna just get straight into the video. For most of you that don't know, I'm currently back home. I moved back home with my parents, probably moved back in my parents probably a couple months ago. I don't know how long it's been. This video is kind of just going to give like an overview of what's been going on, where I'm at now, you know, kind of like where I stand right now. I share a lot with y'all. Well, I have shared a lot with you guys on my YouTube channel. I basically started out full forward, like sharing with you guys a big part of my life. So I feel like it's only fair to kind of just update you guys along my journey in life as I grow and as I learn. A big part of my life and a big part of my channel was my relationship. As most of you guys know, a lot of you guys requested those type of videos, or a lot of you guys asked me when will I, or when will we be posting again. I know it's been a while since I have posted consistently, at least I think before the what am I saying? Before the Truth or Drink video, the last post I had made that was kind of consistent, like when I was being consistent, last post I had made was probably like in February. I don't know. That video, my scary stories, I might have to go back and look. But I can go pull it up right now. 6 months ago. What? Yes, you guys, that video was 6 months ago. February, I was right. February 24th is the last time I posted before my Truth or Drink video. I've been missing, I've been gone, and before I could move forward and as far as posting more and just, you know, getting back on my YouTube stuff, I feel like this video was very necessary. I kind of procrastinated on it. I kind of honestly didn't even want to, but I just feel like it's kind of necessary, not only for y'all but more so for me, to just kind of explain like why I have had to kind of just take a step back. It's just kind of hard to post when you're mentally going through things, or you're mentally just not there. Like, I can't fake the funk for you guys. I don't want to get on camera and be putting on a fake smile when I know like things are not okay, but I also don't want to get on camera and be crying and be a big mess. I just feel like it's okay for people to take time to kind of step back and get themselves together before they continue doing whatever they were doing. I feel like this video was necessary in order for me to continue into the next chapter of me, leahclinay, my YouTube channel, my brand. I don't know what I'm doing in my life, honestly. I'm trying to figure it out, but that's the purpose of this video, is to just kind of get, well, I actually have a lot to share with you guys, like a lot when it comes to life updates, but this is the first hiccup that I need to get over before I can share with you guys all the good stuff I have coming and the good stuff I have going on with my life and plans in my life. So I just have to get this out the way so I can move forward. And because my relationship was a big part of my channel, I feel like it's only fair to just kind of explain to you guys, you know, what's going on, and basically that y'all won't no longer be seeing that side of my channel. If you guys don't already know by now, or the title, my social media, or whatever you follow me on, or however you keep up with me, yes, your girl is officially single. Oh my god, that sounds so weird. But it shouldn't sound weird, but it does at the same time. But your girl is officially single after, I would say 2 years, but honestly, before I got into this relationship, I had only been single like a couple months because I was in one already for about 6 to 7 months. So this is my first time being like single in the past 3 years, I would say. And even before then, I was always one of them, I don't even want to call myself a dumb bitch, but like I was one of them girls to where I'd be talking to somebody and be loyal before even a relationship. So I've always been kind of just committing myself emotionally to guys or whatever. So this is like my first time officially being single, and it just feels so weird to me. Like, and it would be different if I knew like I had a boyfriend already lined up, or like I was talking to somebody heavy, but I'm really single. So yeah, I can make this video and not have nobody be like, oh, you single, huh? Oh, you single. Y'all know how that go. But anyway, let me stop rambling. I kind of stated it a little bit in my last video, my truth or drink, but I kind of just wanted to make a video just really like putting it out there in the air for my YouTube channel, like I said, so I could just move forward as a single woman and as a new person. Not a new person, that's kind of dramatic, but you feel what I'm saying. 5 things that I want to talk about. 1 is going to be love. 1 is going to be pain. 1 is going to be brokenness, and then strength, and lastly is healing. So first, let's talk about love. Let's get into it. Love is a beautiful thing. Love is so strong. Love is so powerful. I don't know if I'm being dramatic, but it is. Everybody, I don't care how independent you are or how, I don't have to be in a relationship, ever you are. Everybody wants to experience love at the end of the day. I was very much so in love. I was very happy. Love can just put you on this cloud, like the saying is cloud 9, to just make you feel like, oh my god, my life is complete. You know, it kind of just makes your problems seem like to disappear. Whenever you meet a person you fall in love with, you automatically think, this is my forever. This is the person that I'm going to spend forever with. But sometimes the universe has a funny way of playing things out, and God has a sense of humor. No matter how in love you are with the person, or how beautiful that love was, or how deep that connection is, there's always a downfall to love. Like, every relationship has its ups and downs. Every relationship goes through things. Every relationship has its problems, and that's where pain comes into the picture. I just feel like in relationships, some people have problems that they can get over. Some people make mistakes that they can recover from. Some people are able to compromise and find where they both need improvement on and to work things out for each other. Some can come back from those things. But in my situation, it was just a lot of things that I felt that we could not compromise on, that we couldn't really find a solution on. We couldn't come to median grounds. Is that what I'm saying? We couldn't come to a median about, or whatever. We couldn't come to agreement. I'm not going to bash one person or put it all on one person, because I know I have my flaws as well. But shoot, this is my channel, this is my YouTube, this is my story, so I'm going to just kind of tell it how it is. I just feel like there were a lot of things that I found myself asking for multiple times or wanting out of that person and never really fully getting it. And I just felt myself in a lot of pain, like to the point where I wasn't okay. Like, only time I was okay is if we were okay. And I know sometimes that's how it is in relationships, but I just feel like it shouldn't always be like that. Or if that is the case, if you are down and out because you and your spouse are arguing, it shouldn't be a 24/7 thing. It was bringing more pain to my life than happiness, and he probably felt the same way too. But that's when I feel like a relationship is, I guess, too far gone to where maybe y'all need to take a break. Maybe there needs to be an end. Every good thing has an end. Like, sometimes it just happens. Like I said, the universe has a funny way of working things out. The pain I'm talking about is not even the breakup pain. This is during the relationship. I was just in so much pain behind closed doors. behind the camera, behind the social media, behind the cute pictures, behind the public. I just felt like I was in so much pain. There were things that I felt like I tricked myself into being able to get over that I really could not, and over time it just grew. Like, I guess the damage had just grew on top of each other, and then when other things started to happen, you know, that made it worse. So the pain I was experiencing was more so I just kind of accepted it and felt like, well, this is just how it's gonna be, but I love this person, so I don't want to leave. And without, you know, bashing anybody or going into too much detail of things that have happened, I'm just gonna say this, and this can be some advice for other people. This is me. I'm not sure about anybody else, and I'm not bashing anybody else for staying with their spouse for certain reasons, but I feel like I have such a big heart, and I look past a lot. But there's just two things that I cannot put up with in a relationship, or I don't consider relationship problems, and that's cheating and lying. I'm really big on loyalty, and I just feel like if that's who I am, if that's what I can bring to the table, then I at least deserve someone that can bring that too. Not saying that they might lack in other areas or they might have flaws, but at least I feel like I deserve that, if that makes sense. And that goes for you to other women out there that's listening, or young girls, even young men and men out there. You deserve that. I don't like this whole thing that our generation likes to normalize cheating and lying, and like it's just so normal, or just toxic way of love. Everybody has this picture of love. It's just so toxic, and it's not normal. Cheating should not be a part of your ups and downs in your relationship, and if it is, then that person has to really show like that they have changed, or they really made a big mistake. You know, some people can get over that, like maybe a one-time thing, but just letting things slide over time, I just feel like that should not be what love is. That's just me. Or if it is, then that person should at least be able to communicate or be honest. Basically, that's what I was talking about, touching on pain. I was just experiencing so much pain where I wasn't happy. I cried a lot at night or throughout the day at random times, or I would be with my friends and I would be happy one minute and then sad the next. Like, it just kind of took control over me. The reason that I wanted to talk about pain after love is because love can always start out up here, and it can be so beautiful and so rainbows and sunshine, but you're gonna eventually experience the pain side of it, and it can really, you know, like bring a person down after being up here in that honeymoon stage. And once you experience that pain, you think that's the worst that it can be. I'm like, man, this is so bad. I genuinely feel like there's nothing else that can be worse than this feeling that I have right now. But after pain, you experience brokenness. That's when you lose yourself and you feel broken. You feel like whatever you're going through in that relationship is causing you pain. Not only is it hurting you and causing you pain and to be sad, but it's breaking you mentally, spiritually. It's defeating you. You know, you almost feel like you're not good enough, that you're not going to be able to move on. You're going through these things and you might know that you need to leave, but you can't find the strength. You just feel so broken, so lonely, so weak, and you feel like you love this person so much that you're not going to be able to find better. You won't be able to move on, or you're not going to be able to find love again, or you're just so scared of being alone. So you just feel so broken and you feel so lost on what you should do. That's perfectly normal. Everybody goes through that stage when they're in a relationship and you know it's time to leave. And that's what I experienced. And that's why I'm telling you, these last few months, I just couldn't find myself to pick up a camera. I didn't have any motivation to record or to do stuff that made me happy, because I was just so invested in that and trying to fix my relationship and trying to become better for that person. I don't know if that makes sense, and it make me sound like a dummy, but whatever. I'm just being real with you guys. Everything that has built up from falling in love with that person to the pain you experience that has built up to now, or to that point, has done nothing but broke you, because it's a build-up. Like I said, if you just keep accepting and accepting and accepting things that you know you genuinely don't accept or you genuinely don't agree with, it's going to break you. That's what I had experienced. It's just feeling so broken. to the point where I felt like I loved that person so much that I couldn't leave, you know? I was getting to a point where I wasn't happy with myself staying in that situation. I felt like I was always going to regret staying in that situation because I knew that I didn't deserve some of the things that I was having to deal with. One day, you wake up and you realize that you don't want to continue to keep putting up with the same thing. It's like you have a realization that you're worth more than that and you deserve better, and this is not what life should be, just revolved around one thing or one person, and you're not even happy. One day you just wake up and it's like a switch, and you just realize that I can't keep doing this anymore. And that's where you find strength. You go through all that pain, you go through all that crying, you go through all that begging and asking of that person, trying to make things work, and feeling like you failed, so you go through brokenness, feeling like you have to stay in something that you're not genuinely happy with because you love that person. But out of all that, you find strength. And strength isn't easy. Strength is hard. Strength is when you finally decide to just leave. Sometimes leaving isn't all the way leaving. We all know how that goes. Sometimes you decide to leave and you end up going back, they end up coming back, or y'all end up talking or texting, or it's always a cycle, it's always something. But in my situation, just leaving, when I left for the first time, just leaving was strength for me, because I always felt like I wouldn't even be able to do that. You know, like I wouldn't even be able to actually leave. No matter how much you love a person, and no matter how much I love my person or my relationship, sometimes you just have to find that strength. I don't know where you're going to have to dig it up from, but you're going to have to dig up that strength to just be able to leave. Where I found my strength was in leaving. I just decided, okay, this isn't healthy for neither one of us. I don't know what tomorrow looks like. I don't know what next week looks like. I don't know what next month looks like. I don't know what a year from now looks like. Because when you are so in love with a person and you know you plan your life with them and that's all you see in your future because you love them so much, when you make that decision to leave in the moment, and I know it probably sounds dramatic, but in the moment you don't know what you're going to do from here on out. You know, of course you still have everything set in stone that you've been doing, but it just seems so scary doing it without the person that you love and the person that you've been with. And that's where I found myself. I just remember leaving and I didn't know what was going to happen after that. I didn't know where life was going to take me or how I would be able to get through my night or my days. You know, sometimes it's easy to pick up your stuff and leave, or like, I'm leaving. But actually coming home or wherever you decide to go and being without that person or not communicating anymore, it's scary and it hurts and it's hard, especially going from living with them and that being your day-to-day life. You know, like you go from waking up to them and not, and just like a blink of an eye, and like them years or however long it's been, or at least for me, them 2 years are gone like just like that. And that's why I'm like so emotional when I'm talking about the strength part, because you feel like because of all of that and because of depending on that person emotionally or whatever the case is, you won't have the strength. I genuinely felt like I didn't have the strength to leave. But leaving reminded me that I'm so strong. Because I know that most girls or most females stay in situations that they don't feel genuinely loved or respected, or they aren't happy just because they can't find the strength to leave, or they're scared. And I didn't want that to be me. I didn't want 10 years from now to be in an unhappy marriage or relationship or have kids and not be able to genuinely be happy, you know? So in the moment, it feels so hard to leave, but I found the strength to just leave. I didn't know what would come after that. I didn't know. I genuinely thought that I would go back, and most females do, or most situations, y'all, you know, y'all go back to each other. I thought, okay, this is just for now. We just need some time, and I'll be back in a couple weeks. You know, I'll be back in a few days. Like, you know how it goes. But I don't know what it was. I don't know how. All I can do is thank God for the strength that I did have to leave. Because when you're really in love with a person, sometimes it almost feels impossible to leave. And like I said, I know a lot of people that are in relationships and in situations, and they not happy, but they just haven't found that strength to leave. And there are a billion things that have kept me from leaving that day. But I just had it in my spirit, in my gut, in my heart to leave. Since then, it has not been easy. Of course, when I left, we hadn't officially broken up yet. We both came to the understanding that once a person makes that decision to leave, then it's usually for a reason, and it's kind of hard to come back from that, you know, no matter how much you love each other. I had been distracting myself into kind of just going out and socializing, whatever you want to call it, to try to like get my mind off of things. And it had been working at first, but after a while, when you are able to finally sit still and think, you just realize, like, I'm not happy, like, I'm not okay. I've just been trying to distract myself, and you're never gonna be able to fully get over that person by doing that. You have to deal with it. You have to sit down, deal with the hurt, deal with the pain, and remember that you are strong enough. If you had the strength to leave, that you are strong enough to move on. I say all that to say, after the strength of leaving, and you're finally alone, and you're finally single, and you don't have anybody to talk to, or you don't have a rebound, or you don't have, you know, somebody to be with 24/7, you have to depend on yourself to make yourself happy again. And that's where this last part that I want to talk about is healing. Healing is probably the worst part. Healing is going to hurt like hell, and healing sounds the most beautiful. It sounds the most, yes, that's the best part, but that's the worst. When you're healing or when you're growing, you're going to feel like shit, and God's going to take you through the worst of the worst, or I wouldn't even say that, but you're going to go through the worst of the worst. You're going to go through your deepest valleys. When you're in the midst of healing, you're not growing or you're not healing when you're okay. That's because you haven't made any changes to get out of any type of situations that you're in, because you're just so comfortable and you're just so used to that. So when you're going through these times of feeling alone, scared, sad, and it just feels like life is kicking you in your butt, that's usually when you're going through the most growth in your life. And that's where I'm at now, and that's why I wanted to make this video, is to let you guys know that no, I'm not perfect. No, I wouldn't even get up here and lie to y'all and say, oh my God, I'm so happy, I found love again, I've found myself, or I don't need no man to make me happy, or I don't care about him. I could get up here and just cat all day long, la la la. But I'm being real and authentic with you guys. I'm still very emotional over the situation, so I know I have to give myself time. Even though I know it was the right thing to do, I still have to give myself time to move forward. And that's where I'm at now, is the healing process. And just finding myself again, but in a new way, in a different way. You know, like, this is the first time ever being single. Basically, as a grown woman, like, having the freedom that I do, and also not having to answer to anybody else, or not having to make decisions based off of anybody else. I told myself that during my healing process this past week, I really came to the realization that I wasn't okay, and that I needed to give myself time to heal. First of all, I'm limiting my time going out so much, so that way I don't confuse me going out and having fun with being happy when I'm really not, and it's just a distraction. Now, you have to find a balance. You don't want to stay in 24/7 and just sit in your sadness. You still get up, get out of bed, take a shower, brush your teeth. Because some people really get depressed to the point where they can't. Go for a walk. I wish I would have brought my wallet in. I recently started budgeting because I'm currently in the process of trying to find my own apartment. you guys wish me luck on that. It's way harder than I thought it was going to be. And I'm also just concentrating more on my goals. And I feel like in the past I have been so invested and focused on a relationship that, yeah, I also had these goals along with it, but my relationship came first and their happiness came first, and I was putting all those things to the side, and I feel like my happiness wasn't coming first. So now that I'm single and I'm out of that, I'm doing myself a favor by putting me first again, something that I haven't felt from anyone or myself in a long time. My main focus is my goals. I'm focusing on school, I'm focusing on work and making my money, working on myself, my skin, my life, my health, everything that you can think of. Another thing that I've committed to recently into healing is my journal. I started journaling like a couple years ago, and it really helped me out of some of my toughest situations or my roughest battles. And I had dropped the ball on it, so you know, recently I thought maybe I should start writing again, but I was just in such a low point. I was like, no, nothing feels like it's gonna help. Till I took the time, I would say like a few days ago, I finally started back, and I'll write every night before I go to bed. After my night routine, I'll write in my journal just my thoughts, my feelings. Instead of feeling like I gotta find somebody else to vent to, with this, I don't have to keep all of my thoughts crammed up in my head because I'm letting it out. It's a form of, you know, expression. Or you're able to release all of that energy or whatever it is you have balled up inside of you. I kind of wanted to just share with you guys like some of the stuff I've been writing. So what I do is, like, obviously you can see like I write a lot. I'll write on one page my thoughts or like my goals for the day or the week, just how I've been feeling. And then another page I'll just take a few minutes to just like write a bunch of I don't know what you call them, affirmations to yourself, like just positive things I'm speaking to myself, and just quotes, inspirational quotes to myself, motivational quotes to myself. I'll just come up with on top of my head, and it kind of just helps you to repeat those things, you know, to yourself every night. These are just some things I was just kind of speaking over myself. Last night I was just writing because I think somebody asked me, what is it that you love about yourself? And sometimes I'll be struggling with finding stuff, but then or sometimes I'll doubt my worth, or I'll doubt who I am or how beautiful I am, not just looks. But last night I just started writing things about myself, like characteristics and attributes, and it made me realize, like, yeah, like, you are beautiful. But basically I just wrote, you are strong, your heart is pure, you are rare, you are loved, you inspire others, you make people smile, you can brighten up a room just by being you, you are goal oriented, you have self-respect, your love is genuine, you have a big heart, your soul is beautiful, and you are truly one of a kind. And honestly, I could have kept writing, like, and it's not to say like, oh, I'm conceited or I'm sitting here writing about myself, but it's just to show sometimes it's hard to find yourself, especially after coming out of a breakup, and to the point where you feel like you've lost yourself. And I had to find the strength to leave, and now I'm having to find the strength to find myself again. So sometimes in the midst of all that and just feeling like you're not enough for someone, or especially if you see them with other people or moving on or whatever the case is, you start to think, dang, what's wrong with me? Or I'm not going to be able to move on. Or you start comparing yourself to others, or especially when cheating comes to play, you start comparing yourself to other girls. So doing this kind of just helped me realize, like, yeah, everybody's beautiful in their own way, but Leah, like, you're special. Everybody should feel that way about themselves. Like, not saying everyone should feel like they're better than the next, but you should feel like you're the most beautiful girl in the world. Not saying necessarily looks wise, but spiritually or like internally speaking, I'm beautiful. I am healing, I am learning and growing and just truly moving on. I've also decided to take a 7-day social media cleanse, which honestly I want to go longer than that. After the 7-day mark, I probably will keep going. The most I'll do is probably get up to post you know, when I release this video or any other videos. I just had to kind of step back and remind myself to spend more time with myself. You know, sometimes we get so caught up in social media and what the world has going on that we forget about ourselves, and we forget about taking that time for ourselves. So recently I've, you know, just losing my grandpa, and moving back home has been like a rough transition. So I just had to kind of spend some time with myself and get back on my shit, basically. Like, get back to me. But anyway, y'all, as you can see, I'm outside and it's starting to get dark, so I need to hurry up before I lose light and y'all can't even see me anymore. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that I was able to explain enough, but like I said, I didn't really want to go into detail, but I hope I was able to explain enough to you guys where I stand and, you know, everything that kind of happened and why you probably won't be seeing a certain part of my channel anymore. I did decide that I was going to keep the videos up for now. You know, those videos are a part of my channel, are a part of me. It was a part of my life at one point, you know, and some of y'all that grew to love us together, y'all will be able to go back and still look at those videos. So I decided that it's not healthy to just try to go delete and pretend like it never existed. So I decided to still keep those up. This video, the purpose of to let you guys know that I am single. I am no longer in a relationship. Yeah, but that doesn't change my channel. This was not a relationship or a couple's channel. So you still will see the same content from me. This might take some time. I might have to take a step back a little while longer, who knows. But by doing this video, I was able to just kind of get it off my chest and get it out the way, put it in the air, before I'm able to, you know, like I said, continue. Before I end the video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and drop in the comment section any ideas or anything you want to see new from me since I've been away for so long. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing and staying on this journey with me. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
I do look, yeah, do. I do look, yeah, do. I do look, yeah. Feel it, feel it.